everyone, and welcome to my first speed build made using The Sims 4 cats and dogs. So today I'm making a Cape Cod style family house that I'm actually going to be using in my cats and dogs let's play, which should be going up the day after the speed build goes up, and I'm just so excited to get started with that series. I cannot wait to get into it. And the family that I'm going to be using that series and that this house is for is the Fox family, and they're actually from my City Living let's play, because in case you're new here, I do have a bit of an expansion pack legacy going on because ever since Get to Work came out 2 years ago, I've been using a different generation of that family for each expansion pack let's play. And I didn't mean to do that originally, but I just grew so attached to the Fox family that I kept wanting to play with them, and I kept coming up with new stories to tie them into whatever the new expansion pack was. And I just really like doing that because it just feels like you have this very established world rather than just starting off with a clean slate, because they've got family all over the place, they've got friends, Sims who they've been friends with for a really long time, and there's actual backstory there that's been played out, which is something that I find really cool. I just enjoy playing the game that way, and it's really neat to look the family tree and see 4 generations worth of Sims and all these aunts and uncles and cousins, a different family all over the place. Although, unfortunately, a lot of the Sims from my Get to Work let's play, my Get Together let's play have either passed away or getting very old, which is sad. But yeah, I just really like that, that things just feel really established in this series. But if you are worried about not knowing what's going on, if you haven't seen any of those previous series and you want to check out this one, you don't really need to worry about that because there will be a time jump between where we left off with my City Living let's play and where we're beginning with this one. So all the storylines from that series will have been resolved, so we'll just be focusing on new storylines in this series, and everything that happened in the previous series just served more so to make things feel more fleshed out and established, and like we're jumping into the lives of a family who have a lot of history rather than that were just freshly made. So yeah, I mean, if there's anything that you need to know, I'll explain it, but I don't think there's really anything that you need to know, really. But yeah, I might just talk a little bit here and there about things that happened in previous series. But I want to talk a little bit more about the Sims who are going to be following in this series. So first we have Cyrus and Mila Fox, who are the parents of this family. And Cyrus was the main Sim in my City Living let's play, and he met Mila during the course of that series sometime after he broke up with his long-term girlfriend, Nicole, more towards the beginning of that let's play, and they ended up dating, then they got married, and they had a kid and all of that, although there were some roadblocks along the way there, and they're more of a kind of an eccentric artistic couple. Like, she's in the painter career, and he is an art critic, and they're both at the top level of their careers, so, they're pretty renowned in their field, so this house does, of course, have a painting studio in it, because, I had to have that in this house, so it is 4 bedrooms, and one of those bedrooms is basically just a room devoted to Cyrus and Mila's paintings, and there is an easel outside too, so yeah, that's definitely a feature of this house. And I also placed a bunch of paintings that they had worked on throughout this house because I felt like it'd be very fitting if I furnished this with some things that they painted. And then we have their teenage daughter Piper, who was born more towards the end of my City Living let's play, and when we left off with that series she was a toddler, so we've jumped to where she's a teen, so I guess that's a time jump with an equivalent of 10 or 15 years, so a good bit of time has passed. And she's just very outdoor loving Sim. She also really loves dogs. She likes cats too, but she definitely feels more of a deep bond with dogs, so she gets along really well with the dog that the family has, and also a fox that the family found, or that she found as a pup when she was younger, so they're more so her main companions, especially her fox, whose name is Dakota. And then we have her younger brother, Jonah, who is a child, and unlike Piper, he's a little bit closer with the cats that the family has, so they also have 2 cats, Tiger and Ginger. And I wasn't originally gonna have her have a younger sibling, but a few of you were asking me if she was gonna have a younger sibling, or saying that you really wanted her to have a younger brother or sister, so yeah, I realized that probably would be a good idea, so yeah, she does have a younger brother. And a little bit more about the pets is that they have a Labrador pit bull mix named Chester, who's an older dog. He was given to Piper as a puppy when she was a toddler, so he's definitely pretty old, so not really sure how much time he has left exactly. And then they have the fox Dakota, who I mentioned earlier, who Piper found as a pup when she was a child, and definitely has a special bond with. And then they also have the two cats. Tiger is a tabby, and I actually did that in honor of, kind of in memory of one of my childhood cats who passed away last year, who was also a tabby named Tiger. And then they have the calico cat named Ginger. And I don't think I've said already in this video, but Piper is going to be the main sim of the Let's Play. We'll be doing stuff with the rest of her family, but going forward, she is going to be the main focus, and she's a sim who's going to go into the vet career, and she's also the one I'm going to be giving the new aspiration to. So I'm just really excited to get into her story and kind of share like what's going on in her life, because there's a bit more backstory as to what's going on in her life when we began the series. So I'll wait till the Let's Plays actually started to share that, but I'm really excited for what I have planned for this series, and definitely, I've said this in other videos a bunch of times, but I feel like I'm more excited to start this Let's Play than I was to start the other expansion pack Let's Plays. Not that I wasn't excited to start them, but like this one, I'm just, I love animals, so I'm just definitely looking forward to beginning this one even more. And I'm also looking forward to, getting to play with her pets and all of that, and especially, kind of seeing what her fox Dakota gets up to, because I feel like she is definitely gonna be a handful, because when you make foxes and create a pet, the two traits that they automatically are given are, I think it was troublemaker and stubborn. So she's definitely gonna be a handful because of that, and I didn't want to change those traits because, from what I've, researched, I guess that's kind of accurate to how having a fox as a pet is. Like, they're definitely not easy pets, but I did give her a positive trait as her third one. I gave her the loyal trait, so that is something, that is something good. So she's definitely very loyal to Piper and likes to, follow her around and be her buddy and all of that. But yeah, I was, looking into what it's like to actually own a fox as a pet, because there is that Instagram Juniper fox, which some of you may have heard of. I was actually going to name her fox Juniper, but then I was like, nah, I should probably just come up with a different name rather than using that name. But yeah, I was looking at their website, where they had a thing about what it's like to own a fox, and yeah, apparently they're a lot more difficult to have as pets than I guess you would think, or I don't know. I mean, it's pretty, they're not as domesticated as cats and dogs are, but there's just more challenges with owning a fox than I thought. Like, they were saying that foxes have a tendency to mark anything that, almost anything that they want to be there. So if you're not, diligent about cleaning, your house might end up smelling like fox urine, which, isn't really fun. And apparently it's a very, very strong odor, like I think worse than, cat pee probably. And also they have a tendency to try to burrow into things, so they'll scratch up furniture. And they were saying that they had to keep their house perfectly clean and like keep anything that they thought that she might potentially want to mark away from her. So it's just a lot of work that goes into it, but I don't think you have to really worry about all of that in this game. But I think the, still having the troublemaker and stubborn trait will make her a bit of a challenge. So I have a feeling she's going to get into things. She's going to be a handful. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. And I just really wanted to have a fox in this Let's Play because, I mean, the family's last name is Fox, so I felt like we just had to. It was perfect, and I just love the idea of Piper finding this little fox cub alone in her backyard and just wanting to take it in and raise it. Although Cyrus and Milo realized that they were a little over their head with taking in a fox after they discovered how much of a troublemaker Dakota was. And what led to them moving to Brindleton Bay was that basically they just realized that their apartment in the city was way too small because they had a toddler, and then they also got Chester when they were still living in the apartment, so they just had this dog who, grew up to be a rather large dog. So as he grew older and as Piper grew older, they realized that they were quickly outgrowing this apartment that just wasn't a good place to have this large dog in. Although Cyrus was a little more reluctant to leave the city behind, but eventually Mila talked him into coming to Brindleton Bay to check out houses, and they saw this house and fell in love with it and ended up buying it, and, it all worked out in the end there. And I will have a machinima at the beginning of the first part, just kind of showing what happened between where we left off and where we are now, just kind of showing clips of Piper growing up and all of that, which I'm really excited to make, although it's probably going to take a good bit of time to put together, which is why I'm not really that late with my Let's Play. I don't know, I don't think it's really necessary to have it up, the day of release, but yeah, I just prefer to take my time with things, and I really love starting off Let's Plays with machinimas rather than just going right into it, because I just feel like it's a fun way to start things off and a good way to just kind of set the tone for the Let's Play and just kind of, show what's going on with the characters and all of that. So really looking forward to putting all of that together, and I keep saying that I'm just so excited to get into this series. But I guess I should actually talk about the build a little bit for now. We're actually on the interior now, but as you may have noticed, I did put the new roof tools that we got to use with this build because we can now pull the eaves of hipped roofs out, which is really cool because we did not do that before, and that really bugged me. Like, I just got really annoyed with hipped roofs before. But that ended up being something really useful for this build. We can also alter more points on the roof. Like, if you hold down Shift and C, you can get more unique roof shapes. I didn't actually end up using that in this, but yeah, I still did use the whole pulling the hip roof out thing. And also the octagonal roofs, which is just, oh, I'm so glad when they added that, because now I can have a proper roof on a turret area, because before I would always have to avoid turrets because the roofing would just look kind of weird. So I'm just so glad that I can have a proper roof on them. And you could also pull the eaves out on them, which is neat. So yeah, just had a lot of fun using that, and I also use those support things. I don't know exactly what you call them, but you can kind of see it there on the left side on the outside of the house. I just use those above where all the or next to where all the windows are because I did pull the hip roof out so much, so I used that to look kind of like it was supporting the roof, which I thought was a really cool look. And I was looking at some pictures of Cape Cod houses, and I noticed that they had that on it. So that's why I just kind of wanted to reproduce that a little bit, but I just really love the Cape Cod style of home, and I'm glad that it's a little bit easier to do it properly now, and that we have, you know, the shingles that go so well with that style. I just love a lot of the building items that came with this pack. Oh, and speaking of the build items, I did make a video that went up a couple days ago just showing everything that came with build and buy mode, and I also made another one showing everything that came with Create a Sim, so I'll leave links to those in the description in case you want to check that out. I'm sorry to plug myself there, but yeah, I'll just leave that in case you're interested in seeing those and getting a better look at everything that comes with this pack, because there's just a lot of really great items that came with this pack. I just love the cozy country kind of style that the items have, because I don't know, that's personally a style of furnishing that I really like. I just really enjoy cozier homes. But right now we are furnishing kind of the entry living area. So this is more of, I don't know if I would say it's a formal living area. It's not really that formal, but there are two living areas in this house. So we have this area at the front of the house, and then there's another one more off to the side of the house, and that's where the TV is and all of that. So that's, you know, more so where they go to watch TV. But this is kind of like just a little area, I guess, to sit in, do reading. And then we got a whole bunch of pet stuff there. Like we got that little cat tree for their cats, and the toy chest and some toys scattered around and such. And I also use that one bay window seat, so I'm really glad that we have that, because that just fits in so nicely into that little turret area. So glad that I can make use of that. But we are done with that whole entry living area, so now I'm just furnishing this half bathroom really quickly, which is kind of shoved in here next to the staircase. Also use some of the new bathroom furniture in here, and I don't think I pointed out where I built this yet, but I did build it on one of the lots that are more off to the side in, I think it was called Cavalier Cove. Yeah, it was a more beachy neighborhood because I just really wanted them to live a short walk from the beach. I mean, the lot name is actually Dachshunds Creek, which I just love. I see what they did there. That's a pretty nice pun. And I think the other, I forget what the other lot in this neighborhood was named, but I feel like there's a lot of other puns in the names of the lot in this neighborhood. I haven't checked all of them out, but that's something I definitely need to do. Yeah, I know I looked at the name of the lot that was next to this, but I don't remember what it was, but I'm pretty sure that was another fun little pun. And yeah, one of Piper's friends is actually going to be living in that house, because I have a couple friends of hers that I play in this neighborhood as well, so it's kind of cool. Like, we can just have her walk over to, you know, walk next door to her friend's house and hang out there and stuff like that during the Let's Play, because I'm definitely going to be having her hang out with her main group of friends in the series, and then her little brother also has a group of friends, and there may be some familiar, or well, kind of familiar faces in his friend group, but you'll get to that once the series starts. So anyway, we're on to the kitchen right now. I'm just getting some dog treats, of course, because we gotta have that. I love that they have those little canisters of pet treats, so that was definitely something that I had to include in this kitchen area. And with the furnishing of this house, I was trying to have it be a mix of the more bohemian style that the place that they lived in previously had, and you know, the style of furniture that came with cats and dogs, although I think it goes a little bit more towards the style of furniture that came with cats and dogs. But you know, I was still trying to keep those fun bohemian-esque touches in here throughout, although I don't think there's really a ton of that. But then again, you know, I mean, we did have a huge time jump between where we left off and where we are now, and you know, people's tastes change over time, people mature a little bit, so I think it is, you know, it is fitting that their tastes would have matured a little bit, and is, you know, their tastes are a little bit different than what they had previously, but, I think that there's still a little bit of, their old style of furniture that they had back in their previous place in here. Like, I think their dining room table is actually the same. No, it's not the same one that they had back in their apartment, but it's the same table, but a different coloring of it, but it is that same style. So I was just trying to do stuff like that throughout. But yeah, I really love the furniture that came with the stuff pack. Or expansion pack, not a stuff pack, but yeah, I'm gonna stop saying that. And over here, I'm just making this little feeding area for their pets. So we got two food bowls, so I guess like one's for the dogs and one's for the cats, and I had a little cat placemat in front of one of them, a little dog placemat from the others to kind of, tell that, although I'm pretty sure that, they're not going to care, they're not going to go with it. And yeah, here I'm just taking some of the paintings out of their inventory and sticking it around, because before I moved them in here, I just spent a few days having Cyrus and Mila just paint a bunch of paintings, so I'd have a bunch in their inventory to decorate throughout the place. I don't think I ended up using all of them, but they're definitely here and there throughout the house. Although I feel, because I had some more kid-friendly paintings that I meant to use in Jonah's bedroom, and I'm now realizing that I completely forgot. So either before the Let's Play starts or before I do the whole showcase thing in this house, I might go in and just replace some of the decorations I put in his room with some of their paintings. Because I think they painted that one, it was like a pop art painting or something like that, that had a cartoon cat on it, I believe, which I feel like would be perfect for his room, because I was trying to put cat decorations throughout it. So I'll have to remember to put that in there. And there's just a few other things I need to go through and replace, because I was furnishing this house late at night, so I was just like really tired and kind of out of it when I was furnishing it. So yeah, there's a few little things I need to fix here and there, but I'm still really happy with how the house turned out. I had a lot of fun using these items. I also really like that little corner cabinet. I used that a few places throughout the house. That was a really neat little animal, and I love all the little neat did I just say that shelf was a really neat little animal? No, it's a neat shelf. Yeah, but I did use this little animal sculptures throughout the house. I thought that was a really cute little touch. We got this little bag of cat food or dog food. I think I said it's dog food. Yeah, so just got that sitting over there near the dogs. They, that's the food that they feed their pets, I guess. We also got that little Roomba thing. I'm not sure if that's going to get in the way of the activity board or not. That's something I have to test. I think it'll be fine. Hopefully they can still get to all of that. But that is actually it for the first floor, so now we're on to the second floor. I'm just furnishing the little landing area that we got up here. Something that did bug me about the upper floor is that the roof pops through in a lot of spots, which I was really hoping that the roof patch would fix. I think there was some rumors that it might fix that, but unfortunately it didn't. Although, if you do have the walls in cutaway when you're actually in live mode, it's fine, which is how I play the game most of the time. But yeah, it still bugs me a little bit. It's gonna get in the way when I try to take video clips of the build at the end of the video, and it just looks awful when you're like this. And also I noticed that the octagonal roof that I had over the first floor kind of pops through a little bit, which is rather unfortunate. I was hoping they wouldn't do that. But this area is also where I put the litter box. I wasn't really sure where to fit the litter box in, so I just kind of shoved it here in this landing area right near Piper's bedroom door. And they have two cats, so I'm not sure if I should have another litter box somewhere in the house, because I know, like, I guess if, in real life, you're supposed to have a litter box, at least one litter box for every cat, so I don't know if in the game there's going to be issues if I only have one litter box, so we'll see. If I need to stick in another one, I might just take out the little scratching post thing I put in there and stick that in there instead. We'll see how it goes, because, yeah, I have a feeling the one might not be enough, but I don't know, maybe that'll be fine in the game. But, yeah, I'm just furnishing the little bathroom that's up here. I think that's a new toilet, maybe, but yeah, I didn't really use the new bathroom stuff in the bed or the bathrooms on the upper floor, because I wanted them to be a little bit lighter. I don't know, I didn't really like the lighter. I don't think the new sink had a lot of lighter colorings for it. I think most of them had darker cabinets, which I didn't really want. Either that, or I wasn't happy with how the lighter cabinets look. I don't really remember. I have to look at it again, but yeah, we're on to Piper's room now, and like I said before, she's a very outdoorsy sim, so I was trying to show that a bit in her room, so I gave her that bed that has leaf patterns on it, and I also used a lot of greens and earthy colors just to go with that. I'm actually a little happier with how her parents' bedroom and her brother's bedroom turn out than hers, because I like this bedroom, but it's not my favorite bedroom that I've made. I was kind of having a little bit of trouble trying to get things to go together, but I'm really happy with how the other bedrooms in this house came out. And I was also trying to put some pet stuff in her room, like we got the larger dog bed in here, and then we've also got the little beds. I imagine that the larger bed is for Chester to sleep on, and then the smaller bed is for Dakota to sleep on, so they can both sleep in here with her Or, I don't know, maybe they'll actually curl up on the bed next to her. I think, yeah, unfortunately I haven't had a whole lot of time to really actually play with the expansion pack because I've just been doing stuff to set up the series. So I have a lot to explore and find out once I actually start the Let's Play, but I think they can sleep on the bed next to your Sims. That would be really nice, but, you know, just in case we can't do that, we've got some dog beds in there. And I was a little disappointed with the pet bed selection because we only have 2 of them. And I was really hoping that we'd have like a bigger, fluffier dog bed, you know, just one that's, I don't know, kind of like what you'd see when you go to the store where it's not really like a pillow, but it's like fluffy and it's got sides around it. Yeah, I was kind of a little bit disappointed that we didn't get anything like that and that we only have 2 options. Although they do have a good bit of color options for them. Like there's just, you know, so many color options, so it is pretty easy to coordinate them with whatever room you're trying to make, so that is nice. But yeah, still was hoping to see some more options because I don't know, the larger bed, dog bed is alright, but it's just, I don't know, it's kind of bland, so I was hoping for something a little more than that. But I think at this point, yeah, we're done with Piper's room. Although I do think I go back a little later on and change the wall color because I realized that was a little too plain, so I go with another one of the pinstripe walls. But we're on to the master bathroom right now. I just kind of shoved it into the turret, which I don't think is normally where you would have a bathroom, but I really wanted there to be a second full bathroom up here, and that was the only space I could figure out to stick it in, so yep, that's just what I went ahead and did. And there wasn't really a good space to put a shower in here, because if I put a shower in it would have blocked on the window, so we just got the tub in here, which I think looks really nice. You know, I mean, this is an older house, so I think it, you know, works fairly well that you just have a tub in this one bedroom, and then they do have a shower in the other bathrooms, or they have a shower in the other bathroom, so they do have one to use, because I actually prefer using showers for my Sims, because baths just take a lot longer. But yeah, I think I'm almost done with this bathroom. I did use that plant there. I think that's the only place I used that plant in this house. But I do really like that. It's a nice item. So, actually, no, I just stuck the bed in their bedroom, and then I just went ahead to the little artist room, because I wasn't sure how much I was going to stick in here, because I was thinking maybe I could have this be their office as well, like have a computer in here, but I ended up filling it with so many art-related items that I didn't have enough space in there for that, so they do have a computer in their bedroom, but I just want to furnish this room first so I could see whether or not I could fit that in here before I went ahead and put it in their actual bedroom. But here I was just pulling a bunch of those art items out of those unlocked rooms and placing them all over the place and trying to give it a very cramped and cozy feel. I feel like I said cozy so many times in this build, but I do like how the easel is placed so that it's kind of like they can look out over the backyard as they work on their paintings. I just thought that was really nice. That room's done, so we're on to their bedroom, which I was trying to give a very light and bright feel, and there's just a lot of yellows in here. Because I was trying to make it so there's a little less blues in this room, because there are a lot of blues elsewhere throughout the house, but I mean, blue is, I guess, a common color in Cape Cod type houses, and plus I just really like blue, so I was all for using a bunch of blue in this house, but yeah, I definitely wanted to tone that down a little bit in this room, so it's very sunny and very yellow, and I also really like that one dining chair that I used at the computer. I think I used that at all of the desks in this house. I just think it's so adorable. I also really like the quilted pattern that the bed has, and something I notice about the paintings that I have above the bed is that some of the prints of it kind of go together, so you can arrange them in, you can arrange 4 of them together, and it looks like different paintings that go together in a way, like it's a set. So I thought that was pretty cool, so they just work really well together like that. Like, it actually looks like one painting is continuing into the other, if that makes sense. And I stuck that one cabinet type thing in the bedroom again, but I realized now that maybe I should actually replace that with a fish tank, because I didn't use that anywhere in this house, but I did use that cabinet outside, or I don't know, maybe I should replace the cabinet that's out there with the fish tank, but then again, it's right near a bathroom, so that kind of works. I don't know, but I should probably go ahead and replace one of those with a fish tank, so that's something else that I'm gonna have to go in and change. But we're on to the last room of the house, which is, of course, Jonah's room. And I used the new kid furniture that came with this expansion pack in here, and it's just so cute. And he is more into, he is a fonder of cats and dogs, so I was trying to use a lot of cat stuff in his room, but I like the color scheme of the bed that I used, and unfortunately that only came in with a dog-related print on it, so I just went ahead and used it anyway, and then everything else in the room is more so cat-type decorations, so I think it's fine. But I was a little disappointed that that color scheme of that bed didn't have any cat-related covers on it. But we are almost at the end of the building part of the video, so as usual, I'll have this up for download. There should be a link in the description, other stuff in there, how to find in-game and all of that. And yeah, that's all I have to say, so I hope you enjoy the rest of the video.